Okay, well, let's get moving then. Just going to put you guys on mute and share some sounds. So make sure you've got a non-slip mat. You'll need a stick. We will use some weights as well. Okay, so we've got a peaceful yoga album this morning. Can everyone hear the music with me over the top? Give me a thumbs up. So if you can bring your shoulders up to your ears, then we just squeeze the blades behind and push down. So coming up, squeeze, and then press down. And coming up, squeeze, and press down. And as you do it, I want you to have your feet about hip width. And we're going to rise onto our tiptoes. Keep doing the roll and the squeeze with the shoulders. And as you rise onto your tiptoes, notice how steady are the ankles. Can you get right up onto your tiptoes to the point where you can feel your calf muscles kicking in and contracting when you're up there? And we're just going to do that twice more. So final one. And then if you can come and stand on the one leg for me. Bring your knee up, out to the side and around. Now as you do that circling action, how steady can you be down this side of the body? We're going to turn the palms over and use it as a reminder of just gently pressing our shoulder blades down away from our ears. Common sight of carrying tension. And then let's reverse the knee. But can we make the circle bigger? Extending now into your fingers and lengthening up through the crown of your head so you're thinking about your posture. And then let's release off and do that on the other side. So knee up, out and around. I get some height on the knee, rolling the thumbs back and pressing the shoulders down. Reaching into the fingers. A good way to oil the joints. One of mine's a bit creaky this morning. Let's reverse and come back the other way. And can we make that circle bigger? So final one. And then bringing our hands onto our knees, we're going to circle down, round, and then back the other way. Let's do that again, down and around, and then back the other way. And do it again. And one more each way. So final one. And then I'd like you to do a big circle with your arms. Try to brush your ears with your upper arm. So you sweep and get your arms close to your ears. And then reverse back in the opposite direction. And then can you do one up and one down? So we're now going in opposite directions. Coordination, get the brain in gear. And then back the other way. Okay, good job. So from here, we're going to roll down to touch our toes. And just tuck your head in, nose to knees. Flattening the hands. We take a walk forwards and we'll turn the eye gaze forward as well. Allowing the knees to drop as we go into a cat stretch. And then arch and look up. Moving into our downward dog. We're going to hold the downward dog. Just notice what are our calf muscles feeling like this morning. Just pressing the heels down. We'll take a walk in with our hands. Touch the toes. Push the body weight back to the heels. And then from here, we're going to sit down to a sort of squat and unroll through the back and come back up. For standing, can you tiptoe balance for me? Can you touch your hands together at the top whilst you're on your tiptoes? testing your balance. Welcome the wobble on these. And then you come down to touch your toes and tuck your head in. Keep your body weight when you're here back into your heels for more effective stretching through the hamstrings. We'll take a walk with our hands. Eye gaze forwards. And then from here, adding into the cat stretch. Arch, look up, and then into our downward dog. So holding. Breathe, press your heels down, soften your shoulders. And then walking the hands in to touch the toes. Take your body weight back into your heels. Bend into a squat and unroll through the spine. Tiptoe balance again, lengthening up through the crown of your head, coming right up onto your tiptoes. Can you turn your eye gaze up to your hands to test your balance? And then coming down to touch your toes, tuck your head in. Walking the hands forwards. Eye gaze looking ahead. Drop down through your knees, cat stretch, arching the other way. Lifting to our downward dog. Deep breath. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. Walking the hands back in. Breathing in. Uncurling. Exhale. Inhale as we come up. Balance. Exhale, coming down. Walking the hands forwards, breathing in. Exhale as we round to our cat stretch. Coming up into downward dog, inhaling. Exhaling as you hold. One more time, walking the hands in and uncurling back to standing. So last one. Tiptoe balance, try and come right up onto your tiptoes so you really feel your calf muscles contracted there. Eye gaze up to test the balance. Folding down and through, walking with the hands, breathing in. Exhale as we move to cat stretch. Inhale as we move to our downward dog. Exhale and hold. So we're going to stay in our downward dog. And then from here, we're going to take a walk with our feet towards our hands. And let's do some mobilization for our back. So if you can bend your knees, tuck your knees to your chest, and then tap your feet down. So we're going to tuck and then tap. Alrighty, so you tuck and then tap. I'm just going to switch over to my other mat so you get a better view. For level 2s on these, if you like, you can come up to a seated position. So we rock and then hover. Try to get a nice even roll through your spine. Hovering the legs, breathing out as we round, in as we hover, extending through the legs for more advanced option. Try and keep your chest here lifted. That's it. So lift the chest and lengthen up through the crown of the head. And do that twice more. And final one. Okay, good job. So from here, we're going to come over onto our front for some cobras. So working on the extension movement in our back, the way we flex backwards. So hands just slightly wider than our shoulders. We can press the shoulder blades down. If you can tune into what your shoulders do in terms of their posture as you lift, hold for a few seconds, and then lower. Tuning into the posture. Can you keep the blades pressed down your back when you're lifting, holding, and as you lower? Inhaling on the lift. exhaling as you come down. And as you keep doing that, squeeze through your buttock muscles to give your back more support. If your back's happy with this movement, then you might explore and go a little bit further. Or if you need to play it safer with your back today, you can always keep it a little lower. So tune into what you feel your body needs. And we do that twice more. So final one. Alrighty, so from here, we're going to come to a seated position with our feet wide. Now, if it's tricky to get into a lengthened posture when you're upright, maybe pop a cushion or a block or something under your bottom to give you a bit more lift. So we're going to point the toes, and I want you to roll the knees back. So roll the knees back and try and get yourself sat right up onto your sitting bones. Arms facing up, arms back, and we're going to turn and we're going to reach our opposite hand towards our foot. Now I want you to flex your foot. If you can get hold of it, get hold of it. If not, get hold of the ankle or the shin and just use that to pull your head towards your knee, just to that point of a bit of discomfort, and then we'll come back up. Point the toes again, lift up through the chest, and then turn and flex. And where can you get hold of? And just pull down, just for a few seconds of discomfort. 2, 1, and then lift again. Pointy toes, and then flex. And we point again. Use your feet and keep rolling your knees back. Can you go a bit further now you've warmed it up and done it a few times? And you go a bit wider if you want to on this last 4. So keep going with the breath. Use that to determine the speed of your movement. So great stretch for the side of the back, through the legs as well, backs of the legs and the inner thigh. And final one. Alrighty, so from here, if you can give your legs a shake out, let's do some core work. So if you can join me down on the back. So feet are hip width. I'm going to slide the fingertips here into the curve of the lower back. Your fingertips touch together. I want you to pull your belly button in so you put a little bit of pressure on your hands as you lift and lower. Alternate leg like this for level 1, keeping that pressure on the hand. For level 2, we'll do a scissor action. So as one knee comes up, the other one is coming down like this. And point your toes. Use your feet. Third level, we do it like this. So straight legs. So you choose which level is about right for you today. Can you keep that good imprint on your hands? Pointing your toes. I'm just going to do that twice more. And then when you're done, you can bend your knees, tuck them up to your chest, keeping your hands on top of your knees. We're going to just circle around. And I want you to massage your lower back into the ground. So circling around, just feeling your lower back against the floor there. And then reversing back in the opposite direction. And one more time. Okay, good job. Now I'd like you to find a stick, and we're going to pop that along the back. So if you can park your stick like this, you can do this standing if it's tricky to be on your knees. So we do this version standing. Yeah. So for level 1, we're going to focus on keeping the stick steady against the back as we extend the leg and lift Get a little bit of height in the leg. And then we switch over to the other side, ideally without the stick giving us too much stick. If we can do that, then we can move the opposite arm forwards, back in, keeping the stick as steady as we can. And then for more advanced, we're going to hold that, get some height on the leg and the arm, so the arm is up by the ear, fold the heel towards the bottom. And then give that a go on the other side. You should extend through your fingers and extend through your toes as you do it. Notice the curve in your lower back. Can we keep just a sort of knuckle full of space? We're keeping some control from our midsection. Let's do that one more time on each side. So final one. Pulling the shoulders down away from the ears. Okay, so from here, let's come up to standing. You got some water there? We have a drink. Currently having our kitchen refurb, so I'm like, oh yeah, where's the tap? Currently drinking boiled bathroom water. Okay, so keep reminding myself the chaos is all part of living the dream. All right, so we're going to bring one foot forward, one back as we move into doing some lunges. So if you've got a stick there, then we can use it to monitor posture. If not, we can do without. So we're going to square up through the hips as we come down. And we're going to come down and see if we can get this front thigh parallel to the ground. And then straightening out through the front leg. And let's do that again. So squaring up through the hips, straightening out through the back leg, hold, breathe. And then coming back up. Let's do that again. So as we come down, without going into overarch in the lower back too much, we're going to extend that back leg away. Hold, breathe. Just going to stay here a little bit longer on this one. Keep breathing. Find it's useful. Alrighty, let's relax off. And if we can turn the feet and switch to the other side. So knuckles and lower back together. Keep your hip bones squared up as you come down. So if you're using the stick, try and get the knuckles and the lower back together. How does this side as well compare to the other one? So straightening out through the front leg and then coming down, squaring up through the hips and then coming back up. So this is the one we're going to hold for a little bit longer. We straighten out through the back leg, but without going into too much overarch in the lower back. Just feeling the stretch. Breathe. Alrighty, let's release and we'll give our legs a shake. We're going to do some work for our arms and our upper body. So if you can find some weights. And we're going to bring our elbows back. I'd like you to open out, tiptoe balance and extend. And then bring your elbows back in. Come back down from the tiptoe and let's do that again. And when you're here, can you squeeze your shoulder blades? Keep the feel of the squeeze when you're extending all the way out with your arms and then come back in and to the middle. Okay, good. So squeeze your shoulders, feel the pinch. And then keep that squeeze there as you extend all the way out and then come back in. So you can either stay with this version or next level, we're going to stay on the tiptoes with the arms extended and add some turn. So we look towards our backhand to test our balance, move to the middle, and then come back in and down. Let's do that again. So squeeze as you rise onto your tiptoes, all the way out with the arms. Can you keep them out there? Turn, look behind, move to the middle, and come back in and down. Let's do that again. If you can get right up onto your tiptoes, so really good lift in your heels, that's going to help with that contraction in the calf muscle, which helps us build strength and stamina there. And as you come up onto your tiptoes, particularly if you've had any lower limb injuries, be aware if you tend to favor one side more than the other. I know for me, where I had an old Achilles injury, I had to really sort of push on that side to get that good activation back into the calf again. So just going to do that one more either way. Should be starting to feel a bit tougher in the arms by now, and if it's not, you probably need to add a bit more weight in next time. Alrighty, so last one. Let's give the legs a shake out. We're going to move back down onto our mat for some more core work. Okay, so you join me down here. You might need to grab a strap if it's tricky to come down and back up, hands free. So for level 1, we'd use a stretchy band under the feet, or level 2, I'm going to roll the spine down, hands free, tap the head on the floor, and then lengthen and elongate back up. Now, we should try and make this a smooth and controlled move on the way down. Tap the head on the floor. Is there any jerkiness as you come up, or can you keep it nice and smooth there? So level 2, focusing on getting that good quality movement, and then over time, once we've got that good quality of movement, arms are back by the ears on the way down, which makes it harder still. So best to get that good quality movement at level 2 over the weeks and the months first, and then we can add in the movement with the arms. Whichever version you're doing, I'd like you to do it 4 more times. Inhaling on the lower, exhaling on the lift. And we do 2 more. And final one. Okay, well done. So from here, we're going to go into a wide foot position and just open your knees, come and sit right up onto your sit bones. Keep rolling your knees back as you reach forwards. Go forward, 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 and then chin in towards your chest and just hold the stretch. Breathe. And then release and uncurl. And then this time, rather than we're doing it with a bent knee, we do it with a straight leg and flexed feet. As we walk the hands forwards, chest lowering. Keep wriggling your fingers forwards. Breathe. Alrighty, and then coming back in with our hands, we're going to do some more work for our arms and our upper body. So if we can pop the feet hip width, placing the fingers here behind. So we've got the fingertips pointing towards the body. One of Anne's favorites coming up. We're going to roll the shoulders back. And initially, level 1, we're going to straighten the arms. And it's literally just about pushing the ground away. So you're using a bit of force to help with a strengthening effect in the arms. And then we'll allow the elbows just to bend backwards and do that again. So level 1, straightening, lifting the breastbone up to the ceiling, eye gaze is up there as well, pushing the ground away, and then releasing. Level 2, we add more lift in the hip, and we push up, and the aim is to get a straight line from the knee to the hip to the chest. And then lower your body back down, and try to do that lift without rotating the shoulder forward like this. Press the shoulders down so the arm is straightened first, and then we go into the lift. A little bit of squeeze between the knees as well. And let's do that again. Now your foot position can make a difference on this. You might sort of play around a little bit with your foot position. Try and place your feet where you can feel it around the buttocks as you lift, backs of your thighs, a little bit in the lower back as well. And then over time, we can work towards doing it with a straight leg. It does get quite tough, this one, on the arms and upper body, so do what you can. Just going to aim for 2 more, breathing in on the lift. Normal for strength training to feel fairly tough. So final one. And relaxing off, and give your arms a bit of a shake out. Well done. Okay, so moving down onto our back again. I'd like you to slide your fingertips again here into the curve of your lower back. So we're going to pull the belly button in, so we've got a little bit of pressure on our hands. We're going to tap down and back in. Now, can you keep the pressure there? Level 1. Level 2, we do it with knees here at 90 degrees. So the knee is directly above your hip. We're going to point the toes on the way out and then flex as you come in. So point out, flex in. For third level today, we're going to do it with straight legs and also with straight arms here. So we do opposites, opposite. Some call it the dead bug. And again, we'll point the toes and then flex. Point and then flex. And last couple. And final one. Alrighty, well done. So, can you bring your knees up like this? And we're going to keep hold of the right knee, but extend the left leg down long. Can you bring your knee across your body with your opposite hand? That's it. And then use that hand to push your knee towards the floor, stretching around our sacroiliac joint in our deeper lower back muscles. Notice where this hand is placed. So this hand is just slightly higher than the shoulder. I'm going to turn the head and press that back shoulder down as we press the knee down. Breathe deeply. Alrighty, so let's give that a go on the other side. How does this side compare? Knee up, bring it across. Use the hand to push your knee down. Again, where is this hand placing behind you? Can you get it just above your shoulder line? And pressing the knee and the shoulder down together. Inhaling through your nose. Exhaling through your mouth as you press down through the shoulder, through the knee. And one more deep breath. Alrighty, let's release. And we're going to roll to our center and back up using this leg. If you could come and lay over onto your front, and we're going to take a stretch for our quads. If you need to grab a strap, use a strap around your foot. We'll bring your heel towards your bottom. Now, as you hold the stretch, squeeze your buttock muscles and push your hip bones down into the floor. Next level, notice I've added a lift in the thigh bone itself. So that is off the floor, but the hip bones are weighted down. There's a gap underneath the thigh on that side. We breathe into the stretch. All Alrighty, and then let's give that a go on the other side. So getting hold of the foot, bring your heel towards your bottom, and just notice what your buttock muscles are doing. Clench them so you push your hip bones down into the floor, press that down, and then more advanced level, keep the hip bone down, but we lift the thigh bone. Keep squeezing the heel towards the bottom as you lift the thigh bone. Breathe. Alrighty, so let's release. And from here, we're going to move into a plank. So we've got our forearms down on the ground like this. Make a fist, and I want you to clench and then lift your midsection up, tucking your tailbone under slightly. So we pull in the belly button, and we're going to hover one leg, and I want you to imagine you've got a little tray of marbles on your back, and as you swap the leg, the aim is not to lose your marbles. So keep them steady. If you've got good steady marbles and your core is nice and active, you could bring it up like this to your toes, so your knees are off the ground. As we hover the leg, it's tempting for the shoulder blades to rise up around your ears. Can you keep them pressed down your back? Chest open. Breathe. Reaching through your toes as you hover the leg. I'm just going to do that one more time on each side. So last one. Alrighty, and then from here we're going to walk into our downward dog. You can meet me here. Deep breath. And we're going to take a walk with our hands to touch our toes and uncurl, and let's work on some squat training and technique next. So have another drink. Let's keep topped up. Our Japanese students came to visit over half term, and they brought me some roasted rice tea. So I've had a cup of that this morning. Surprisingly addictive. Okay, so grab some weights, and I want you to take your feet just slightly wider than your hips. When you're squatting down, I want you to think of your knee going towards your smaller toe. Sit your bum down and then release, and let's do that again. So we're going to bring the hand up towards the shoulder, 2, 3, and then release. Draw your belly button muscle in so that as you sit into it, your lower back isn't overarching. There's a slight sense of tuck. So check your body posture. If you're happy with your posture, we move into extending the arms for next level. So we bring the arms straight through, hold in front of the shoulder, 3 seconds, and then release. For more advanced, we add more height with the weight, pressing the shoulder blades down. So arms by the ears. So last couple. And have we got one more in there? Let's go for it. And release off and give your legs a shake. Moving into some balance practice. So we've got 3 options. Level 1, we're going to bring our knee up using both hands, pulling the knee to the chest and aiming to straighten the leg that we're stood on and elongate our posture. Now, we to look at something still to help steady your attention. And let's switch to the other side, but welcome the wobble on these. All part of training the balance. And I think that response to when we wobble It's quite interesting, really. So that's our first option. Stay with that if you want to. Next level, we're going to take our first 2 fingers, wrap them around our big toe. Take the other arm out to the side, the counterbalance. So it's the same arm as the foot. And then let's swap and give that a go on the other side. So same arm as the foot, wrapping the fingers around our big toe, extending and elongating up through the crown of the head. Think of almost trying to pull your rib cage away from your hip, pulling in the hip from the side. Good. So again, you can stick with level 1 or 2, it's up to you. If they're already challenging, stay with those. The third option, add some extension and then some movement out to the side to test the balance further. And then coming down. And let's give that a go on the other side. So level 1, we hold the knee. Level 2, we hook the toes. And then for more advanced over time, adding that extension and movement out to the side. And it is just a case of practice, practice, practice with these. Certainly been the case for me. Alrighty, resting off. We'll just do 1 more each way. So again, choose your level. 1, 2, or 3. Using the eyes, look at something still. Notice any chatter in your head. I find that finding that quiet, calm space in between the thoughts tends to help, rather than me focusing on, oh God, I'm going to fall over. So 1 more to go. Other leg. Alrighty, well done. Good effort. So let's come back down onto our backs. You'll need a cushion, or you might prefer to use a foam roller for this next one. We're going to work on some shoulder bridges. So for level 1, we'll do it with our feet flat against the floor. For level 2, we'll use a cushion just here between the knees. And for level 3, we'll park a roller or stability ball or another cushion you can under your feet to add a bit more height. We'll do it with the palms facing up today. I want you to tilt your tailbone under, squeeze your bottom as you lift. So go right up with your hips and then imprint through your middle back and into your lower back as you come down. And let's do that again. Tilt your tailbone underneath, squeeze through your bottom as you lift, hold, and then imprint middle and lower back to come down. And let's do that again. So tucking under, push up through your hips, hold, breathe, and then imprint. Now, when you're up there, I want you to really squeeze your cushion. So squeeze, hold, and also push downwards through your feet, through the ball of your foot as well as your heel. Notice how that activates more of the leg muscle. And we're also going to stay up there for longer now as we do that squeeze. I want you to hover your arms. Can you keep your hips up there as you touch your thumbs down on the ground behind, reach your fingers, and then bring your arms back in, but still keep that lift in your hips, and then imprint down. So a bit of stamina building in the legs. Let's do that again. Tuck your bottom under. Great for our glute activation as well. Squeezing as we extend, reaching the fingers, arms by the ears, coming back in, and rolling your body back down. Can we do that one more time? So tucking under, good old squeeze, extending the arms, reaching the fingers, and coming back in and down. Okay, well done. So we'll park the cushion over to one side, and we're going to extend one leg up in the air. Take the opposite hand to that calf muscle. Can you straighten your knee and just nudge the leg towards you? Really want you to point your toes. So you're reaching your toes up towards the ceiling. For level 2, we're going to keep that little bit of pressure on the leg as we extend the bottom leg down. And I want you to pull the leg towards you more. So you're applying a little bit of force. The third level, we're going to bring our nose and our knee towards each other. Whoops. Rolling optional. So keep pointing the toes, both sets of toes. And then coming back down. Okay, so bent legs to start with. Let's give that a go on the other side. So opposite hand to the calf. And work on straightening the leg and really pointing your toes for your first level. So you want to feel that little bit of discomfort. Extending your bottom leg down. Holding it there where it feels a little bit uncomfortable. It's normal when you're stretching. And then over time, more advanced, we start to nudge the knee and the leg towards each other, extending that bottom leg away. Breathe. And let's release and come back down. Alrighty, so from here we're going to move to a seated posture. You can do it cross-legged or knees open. And if you can, just drop your head to one side like this, and then fingers by your ear, just a gentle pull down, close your eyes, just feel for a stretch down the side of your neck. Breathe. And then elongate back up. And if you can swap over, gentle pull again. Just giving your neck a little stretch as you drop down. Breathe. Alrighty, and then from here, if we can park the hands just around the back of the head, bring your chin down, press through the back of the skull, just lowering your chin and just exploring the muscles there at the back of the neck and the tops of the shoulders. Okay, so we're going to take a moment just to have a little rest and recoup. Practice some visualization exercises. So if you can park your hands over your belly. And just close your eyes. And take a moment to just appreciate all the little body parts that you've used in the session today to help your mobility and strength, stamina, flexibility, or a bigger picture of your mental, emotional well-being. Thinking about how all those little parts of our body function together. Let's take a moment to appreciate those little elements of our body. And one of the things I'm noticing as I'm lying here is the rain kind of washing over the top of the studio. So So I just want you to take a moment just to tune in to the sounds around you. Just allow those sounds to wash over you. Sort of mindful practice of just being with sound. Just taking a moment to be thankful for being able to hear that sound. And I want you to remember a time when you really enjoyed going out in the rain. When you're ready, I'd like you to open your eyes and we're going to roll over to our side. So I hope that's made a difference to your day today. If you'd like to hit your unmute button and we'll have a little check-in. Just going to stop the share of the sound.